My name is Marcia Power, and I'm telling my quilt story at the Smoky Mountain Quilters Quilt Show. Today is June 21st, 2024. I have brought my quilt that is named You Are My Sunshine. I made it beginning in late 2019 and stopped during the pandemic because I was making masks throughout that time, and then finished it in 2021. It was in this quilt show in 2021, and I won second place in my category, which was multiple techniques or something like that. I really can't even remember what the name of it was, but I made this quilt. It's my very first quilt. I made this quilt for my sister Chrissy, who since she was a little girl has loved camels, and our Uncle Buddy, who was in the 5th Army with Dwight Eisenhower and traveled all over the world, brought her a stuffed camel from Germany. And since that time, she has collected all sorts of items that have to do with camels. And I was in the local quilt shop and had been inspired by my friend Molly Glazer, who is a member of this guild with me. And I was in there looking, and I saw Caleb the Camel by Laura Hine, who was hanging on the wall, all made, and he was a collage quilt. And I thought, I can make that for Chrissy. So I took the collage class, and Molly took it with me, and we each had a different pattern, and I bought some fabric, and then I took from my stash, and she opened her entire stash to me and told me to take whatever I wanted. And I love orange, so of course I picked orange for a central color of the decorations on the camel's saddle. And then I didn't want to do a crazy quilt background that the pattern called for, so I made a scene and embellished it just a little bit with a beautiful little palm tree. And then if you can look closely, there are little Chinese vessels at the base of the tree, but they're a little bit hard to see. But I just loved everything about the quilt and had such a wonderful time doing it. And then I took it after the pandemic to Michigan, where all my sisters, all 5 of us, gathered for a sister trip, and I gave it to Chrissy at that time so everyone could see it. So this is You Are My Sunshine, and it hangs on my sister Christine Edge's living room wall with a Paul Klee print of camels on one side, and then a chalk drawing of camels that Chrissy's grandchild Harper made when they were about 5 years old, and Chrissy framed it, and it hangs on the other side of this camel. And it was a delightful first attempt at quilting, and I've made several things since then. I'm grateful to the Quilt Alliance for the opportunity so that my family can watch this and know the history of this quilt, and I imagine one of her grandchildren will someday have this quilt.